St. Kitts and Nevis is expected to experience rain and rough seas this weekend as Hurricane Lee passes north of the Leeward Islands. So explains Elmo Burke, Chief Meteorologist at the St. Kitts Nevis Met Services. He was a guest on Freedom FM's Issues program on Thursday.
For us here in St. Kitts, we are going to be closely monitoring it. There's a low chance, and I repeat, there's a low chance of us getting sustained winds in the vicinity of storm force. At this moment, we are not anticipating that at a high level. In relation to rainfall, the early projections are calling to just about over an inch of rainfall from the passage, recognizing that the system is likely to pass quite a bit north from us. The early estimates are in the vicinity of about 300 miles to our north. We're going to monitor it to make sure that the system safely passes our way before we discontinue any monitoring purposes. Cloudiness, as I said, some rain, more so Saturday into Sunday, and a deterioration in sea conditions. The deterioration in sea conditions are likely to probably last even into the earlier part of next week. As the system is north of us, we can possibly see some northerly swells push into the area. So there is the possibility that seas could be a bit choppy or rough into the earlier part of next week, especially from the northern side of the island.
What does it mean for sea bathers and fishermen?
For seabathers and fishermen, we would recommend, especially once sea conditions have started to deteriorate, to avoid the seas as much as possible, because it doesn't make sense to put your life at risk.
Meanwhile, both Mr. Burke and Ulrika Lennon-Petty, acting deputy coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, encouraged the public to monitor the progress of the hurricane closely and be prepared.
From my end, I would just want to encourage the general public to monitor and be prepared, recognizing that, as Ms. Petty would have said, we are in the peak of the hurricane season. We have seen an uptick over the past 2 weeks, and activities are likely to continue similarly. So be prepared, keep monitoring, and listen out for authoritative information from us here at the Nevis Met Services.
I would like to reiterate, we are in the peak of the hurricane season, so continue to monitor with us. As I said, if you haven't started preparing already, it's best that you prepare now. The hurricane season runs until the end of November, and we are in the second week in September, so we have a substantial amount of time. And so anything can happen anytime, and it's best that we stay prepared.
Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.